Now, family members of Elizabeth Tsurkov, she's a Russian-Israeli researcher that's been held in captivity in Iraq since 2023. Now, her family met yesterday with the Israeli government's point man on hostages, Gal Hirsch, and others from the international arena also involved with these efforts. Now, reports say the goal is to advance indirect talks with Baghdad to free Tsurkov, known to be held, or at least thought to be held, by Iraq's Hezbollah affiliate. An unnamed diplomatic official did say in the latest report that there's hope with the weakening of the Iranian access, perhaps the ability to bring Elizabeth home, but more on that. We're joined by our correspondent, Nicole Tzedek, in the studio, well known to our viewers. Nicole, look, this issue went mostly dormant over the last 2 years. It made a lot of news when she was first apprehended there, or kidnapped, I guess is the better way to put it. A lot of anger coming from her family. You know, who's sort of bringing this back to light right now?
I think that is one of the main dilemmas right now, the fact that this has not been talked about since March 2023. Wow. That's when she was kidnapped from Baghdad. She was there researching. She's a doctoral student at Princeton University in the United States. So she was there doing research, even though she is a Russian-Israeli citizen. She apparently entered Iraq on her Russian passport. Okay. But then she was kidnapped from a coffee shop, March 2023, and no group actually claimed responsibility for this kidnapping. Now, in that summer, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, then in a call to really bring more attention to this, he did put the blame on Kataib Hezbollah, the Iraqi affiliate based in Iraq. And still, since then, that terror group has denied all claims of this. Really? However, it was in November 2023, so we're talking about more than a year now, that one of these groups published a video of her. This was the first and last proof of life video that we have had of Elizabeth.
More than a year ago. Sign of her.
It was the first and last sign of her, and so the family pointed to this video that was likely released as some sort of a propaganda video, because in this video she talks about the hostages in Gaza, calling for an end to the war, and this all ties into Iraq's role in the war and in the current conflict. And so the reason that we are possibly seeing some movement on this right now is Iraq's lack of movement when it comes to the war. In recent months, we've seen a very slow down to pretty much non-existent threat coming from Iraq in recent months. And so some of the mediators think there hasn't been really any mediators, but that could be why Israel is for the first time actually publicly acknowledging and trying to get some sort of a group together to work on these mediation efforts. It's not just Israel. Israel and Iraq, they don't have any diplomatic ties. There's not much that they can do there. But that's why they're bringing together some of these Western countries, some of these Western hostage negotiators, that they could try and bring this to light. The family members of Tsurkov right now, they are hopeful that there is finally movement. And I want to know, it's not just movement when it comes to the war. They're also hopeful that that big day, January 20th, when Donald Trump comes into power, that's going to bring a lot of different changes and movements in the region, that they say now could be the time where, okay, it's been nearly 2 years, but maybe some movement can finally be had, and this is certainly a positive sign in the right direction.
A fascinating set of developments there. You're right, the Trump factor already playing so largely into all the regional issues. Iraq, just an interesting mix in this axis, Iran, Western issues, Sunni, Shia. I think we'll have a lot more to talk about Iraq in the coming weeks and months. But Nicole, thanks for the update here so far on Tsurkov. We'll, of course, keep our viewers updated.